Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. One of the topics I love the most is education, and those who know me best know that I spent much of my professional career in the educational arena at various levels, working as an adjunct at a number of schools in this area before getting a full-time position at the great Calhoun Community College, where I later became department chair and then a dean. And so education is always at the forefront of the things that I'm thinking about and working with in this community. So anytime somebody approaches me about an education, academic topic, I get excited. And at this time of year, I might even say there's never a bad time to talk about education, but especially so at this time of year, it's great to have somebody to be able to do that. He's none other than somebody that you know, Dr. Harry Hobbs. Welcome back to the broadcast.
How are you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing great. Before we went in the air, I was saying, you were saying, actually, bringing it to my attention that I think you've probably been my most regular guest on this broadcast. You wear so many hats in this community, and I just appreciate every time you come because you're doing so many great things in this community, and we thank you for that.
Well, I feel humbled to have had the positions that I have and up to the current position, and it's been an honor to serve this community.
Yeah, so we're kind of officially and maybe even unofficially welcoming you aboard today as the site director, the brand new site director at Florida Institute of Technology right here in our community. So welcome to the broadcast in that capacity.
Thank you.
How is it and how are you dealing with this transition? Because I know you are a very accomplished person who's always interested in engaging the community in a variety of ways. I know education is right at the top of your list of important things too. How's the transition coming for you?
Well, the transition is going quite well. I got to give props and shout outs to the previous organizations that I've been a part of in this city, Huntsville City Schools, Huntsville Police Department, and Huntsville Utilities. And they gave me an education within those capacities as well. And along the way, I was an adjunct professor at Florida Institute of Technology for 7 years. And as you know, I was a student in the same classroom I taught in for 3 years as I was obtaining my second doctorate degree. But the transition is going well. It's humbling. It's exciting. A little bit scary. I'm sure that I will grow into the position. But it is an awesome responsibility to know that you're one of the point persons for a large Tier 1 college in charge of curriculum, 20-plus professors, 4+ administrative personnel, 21 degree programs, millions of dollars coming in and out of the school and representing the main campus in Melbourne. I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat, and I'm wide awake for this opportunity.
That's outstanding. So tell me a little something about the Florida Institute of Technology. We'll just call it FIT for now.
Sure. FIT is a technical college. It was instituted by scientists and technicians to help astronauts and other technical MOSs that needed STEM-type degrees, give them an opportunity to obtain those degrees. In Florida Institute of Technology, the Huntsville Redstone site, if you will, has been here since 1976. And we actually have the Memorandum of Understanding with Redstone Arsenal to be their college for graduate level programs. And now the first ever Tier 1 doctoral program in this community for a doctorate of business administration. So we're very excited to unveil that. And it's exciting working with Team Redstone, working with the community. In fact, just a few days ago, I was with General Perna and was briefing the senior officers of Redstone Arsenal about also another thing we're unveiling, a traveling mobile master's in public administration that we want to bring to this community in a special format of delivery to take the logistics out of the way and make it easy for folks to obtain a 2-year degree, Tier 1, within 2 years.
That's interesting because a lot of times people would think about education almost in a cookie cutter formulaic way where they're thinking, okay, everybody needs education, but what it sounds like FIT has done has really tried to create a niche.
Yes.
And carve something out for people who are specifically potential students in this area. It just seems like a good business model to me.
Well, it's one of the analogies one of the professors mentioned was it's like I don't know why I used this, but it's pretty good analogy. It's like dog food. Okay, a dog's got to have dog food, but sometimes it's in the way that you deliver it, or we all have to eat. It's in the way you deliver it and package it, and people want it their way. We're, as you know, recently finished my study with millennials in the workplace. They want a workplace a certain way. They are the largest working and living cohort in America on the third rock from the sun. I'm going to give it to them the way they want, as much as I possibly can in the right business model. So we're trying to lean forward and give the community the package of information they want where they want it. We're going to bring it to the building where somebody works. We're going to teach right in the classroom they give us on the night they want. Now we have to do it at the tier 1 level, SACS agreed upon level of education, but we don't want you to have to run across town. We don't want you to have to worry about getting something to eat and then, trying to get to the classroom. We'll present it what's best for your organization at your location, and we'll even take some transfer credit if it's the right credit. And in some of the programs, you don't have to take a GRE or GMAT for entrance. As you know, some people have test anxiety. And for me, and no negative connotations about anybody from Kentucky, but I'm just a little country boy from Kentucky. So I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to make it easy access to you. I'm going to break it down one step at a time so it doesn't overwhelm you. So you can go about getting your graduate level degree and not worry about some of the stressors that I know are presented for some folks trying to jump to the master's level.
One of the pushbacks in what you're saying often is that we're giving people too much. And here's where I push back against that because, many, many years ago when people went to get their PhDs, there was no opportunity to do that from a long distance perspective. You had to actually physically uproot, go somewhere and get it done.
Yes.
And it was the basic brick and mortar kind of thing as we kind of talk about where you were in the trenches getting it done. Yes. And there are a lot of people that will look down and disdain on people today who have distance education programs and they're earning their education that way as if it's some minimized way of doing it. And as a person who has taken distance education programs before, those are some of the most demanding courses that require a tremendous amount of discipline and a tremendous commitment to achieving the goal of success. And so when you hear people who may question the way these delivery methods, are presented, what do you say to them?
Well, first of all, can I say back to distance learning, how difficult? Can I say amen? Okay. Because, my first doctorate degree, it wasn't at a tier 1 college. It was asynchronously. Some was long distance. Some was telecommunications. That's the way it was. And some was classroom. But that's the way you got it. And this last doctorate, I happened to be here and I was brick and mortar. I take my hat off to either way. Even at FIT, we have a virtual classroom online. That's the way you deliver it. And it can be just as arduous, just as relevant, just as rigorous. And so to those folks that don't know, I want you to know that that is fine. That's accepted in today's world. And that's just the way we have to deliver it. And even in the mobile program I'm talking about, it's asynchronously as well. Some of it's going to be brick and mortar at the business or the institute that wants it, that type of training. And some will be online, and some will be virtual, and chats and things of that nature, because we have to use the technology we have today. Not everyone can leave work. And oh, by the way, all of our programs are executive. We want you to keep your day job. We want you to grow the family, do all of those things. And then 1 or 2 nights a week, we want to help you get your tier 1 level degree in one of 20 graduate degrees and a doctoral degree. And we want to walk hand in hand with you with great input, leadership, direction, so you can succeed. It's not just about taking your money, because what a lot of people don't understand is you can get some folks in maybe the first quarter. But as you know, as a professor, we want you there for the long haul, so you can get your degree, so you can be upwardly mobile, so you can be able to market yourself, because you are our product coming off the assembly line. And when you say that you got a degree from FIT or Calhoun, that college that you taught at, shout out to Calhoun,
Yep.
one of my many alma maters. I am proud to say that I'm a Calhoun graduate.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
so I want folks to know that FIT has that same level of business acumen, and we want you to be proud to say that you received it in our virtual classroom or in our 2 brick and mortar locations on Tough Toy Hall for Redstone Arsenal or in Progress Center across from Bridge Street Mall.
That's outstanding. So when people are interested in maybe applying,
Yes.
is it the same basic process? They submit an application, et cetera?
Yes, you can come by one of our locations. Also, you give us a call, and then we will set up an appointment, and you can bring, you're going to have to request your transcripts. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to review your transcripts, and then set you up, as you know, a student plan. And then we got to do a little walking and talking and finding out where we at and what's the best program for you. And because we have to tailor the program for the individual.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a smart way, I think, to approach education. You have all kinds of degrees out there that people can look at. And you probably have had the same experience over the course of your lifetime where people will go the first 3-4 years of school and then get to the end stage of the process and realize, I don't really think I want to do this major.
Yes.
Well, that's not the time that you want to really have that happen to yourself. Or you have the person that has been out there working for many years and they want a change of pace, or because of the way the workforce is changing, maybe they're downsizing and that job that they did for so many years is no longer relevant. So they need to be retrained and re-educated.
Yes.
So really the whole notion of kind of a customized approach to teaching is important, where you consider who your base is, who your clientele will be, and then providing the necessary services for those individuals.
Exactly. Our alumni include 46 generals, 5 astronauts, and a lot of these CEOs on Research Park. Not bragging, just telling you the facts, okay? And so we want to have degree programs that make sense to Research Park. Whether it's in space management, whether it's in logistics, whether it's in acquisition and contract, we want it relevant, we want it rigorous, and our professors are folks in project management are folks that have really done this stuff and have not only the school piece of it, but the resume to prove it. They've applied these principles and theories, and that's the wonderful thing about FIT. These folks have, they talk the talk, but they walk the walk.
Yeah, that's amazing and outstanding at the same time. We always get excited about education because that still remains the key in society. People really need to benefit from the opportunities that are available, and it's great to have options.
Well, it is, and for this community, we take VA, of course, student loans. We'll work with you, but our National Guard and Reserve, our active Army, their special program, Wisdom Warrior out there, your VA, whether you're Chapter 30, 33, VEEP, or whatever, come and talk to us and see what we have to offer. But I also tell students this, Kenny, and I know you have as dean for many years, and by the way, I'm going to try to follow, I'm going to try to be the dean you were, is to be honest. Because you have to be honest. This is not for the faint-hearted. This is a Tier 1 level program. You are going to have to give some hours of your life to this program. But here's what I tell folks. Some folks go home and look at TV every night for 2 to 3 hours. Now you do that times 5 to 6. Now I'm 18 to 21 hours. This little country boy right here can figure that out. So let's redeem those hours and use them for higher education. Invest in yourself, and you never know what's at the end of that rainbow. I did not know when I started this second doctorate program that I would possibly be the dean, site director with dean duties here at FIT. So you never know what can happen once you start this process. But why limit yourself because of previous obstacles? Maybe this is the school you need to go to bust to that next level.
That's right. There are few things in life as gratifying as graduation day.
Oh my gosh.
And when a student first starts, I think you said something very important. A lot of people never finish because they never get started. And for a lot of people, it is asking that first question. What does the process look like? What kind of commitment will I have to make? How long will it take? What resources are available to make it successful? And a lot of people never even ask those questions. And in those instances where those questions might be answered, sometimes those people don't have the ability to take advantage of those resources. So FIT is providing an amazingly effective approach to people accessing education, and it's all about graduation day.
Yes. Again, 11 classes, 33 semester hours.
Yeah.
We may take some transfer credit. It's in your own backyard, 2 great locations. We could even come to your business if enough folks sign up. I am trying to make this as simplified as possible. There are folks, Kenny, that travel from other states to come here.
Wow.
Road warriors, like what I call them, to get their degree.
Wow.
And it's right here. Yeah. And think about the businesses that have tuition assistance programs and payback programs. And here's what I tell folks about time. And oh, by the way, I know that you got a great event coming up here shortly. I think you're going to turn 50, somebody told me. And you're looking good, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so, time, 3 years, 2 or 3 years from now, if the Lord, Terry, you're going to be alive, and if you don't start the education road, you're going to be at the same education level. But if you start knocking out a little bit at a time, maybe 3 years down the road, you can have some initials behind your name for accreditation and validation that can open so many doors. And here's the other thing, and you know this about education. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. Notice about education too. My mother had a 6th grade education. And by the grace of God, I have a double doctorate now. I expect one of my kids to be the president.
Yep, there you go.
Because it affects 3 levels down.
Yeah, that's right.
3 levels down.
That's right.
So that's the investment that education can do for you. And yes, it's giving up a couple of Snicker bars. Yes, it's giving up a couple of weekends and a couple of late night shows, but that's what they make DVRs for.
Well, Dr. Hobbs, how can people get in touch with you and get more information about the academic journey?
Well, Hobbs H at FIT.edu and 256-783. I got excited, 783-1793, because you got me excited. 256-783-1793 and Hobbs H at FIT.edu, 24/7.
Oh,
I'm on 24/7.
That's even better.
Right.
He never sleeps. That's even better. Harry, it's always great talking with you. It's always great to have you share such great information with so much enthusiasm. We really appreciate that. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Kenny. It's an honor to serve this community.
All right. That's Dr. Harry Hobbs. What can I say, folks? He's at it again. He is the site director at the great Florida Institute of Technology. I don't care what school it is. I'll call them all great because it's an opportunity for somebody to do something great. And this community has some outstanding academic institutions, great options on board. Check them out. Check Dr. Hobbs out. Find out about the journey. Just ask the simple questions that need to be asked and get yourself moving down the highway. I hope that you've enjoyed the show that you just watched. You can see a video of the broadcast on my Impact with Kenny Anderson page, where you can also see some behind-the-scenes shots of what happens once the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. Have a great day.